Sunday, November 17th, Kuroo's birthday. Kenma was at the supermarket, his eyes quickly gazing over the products that were stockpiled on the shelf. It's not really that embarrassing. Kuroo was pretty confident in himself. He was a handsome volleyball club captain, well respected by his juniors and classmates. With his typical shit-eating grin and his bad hair, he seemed to be the kind of person that wouldn't give a damn about other people's opinions. Which one should I pick? And while that was almost always the case, there was one thing he was incredibly embarrassed of. A secret he had been trying to hide for the past 5 years or so. Maybe I'm going to pick two different ones. Only Kenma knew about his secret, and that was only because he once ran into Kuroo, who was having fun with said secret that moment. Kenma couldn't care less whether or not Kuroo enjoyed that sort of hobby. He was happy as long as Kuroo was. Kenma grabbed two of the boxes in front of him, placed them into a shopping basket and made his way to the cashier. Right next to the cashier there was a fridge, which contained chilled goods such as pudding and sushi. And as he walked past said fridge, his eyes landed on a piece of chocolate cake. He quickly grabbed it, paid for his groceries and walked back home. "I'm home." No answer. Kenma's parents weren't home, so he just shrugged and walked into the kitchen to put the cake down. Once he had made space for it in the fridge, he went upstairs. 4:33 p.m. No new messages. Seemed like he's still out with his family, huh? Kenma put his phone down before he turned on his PlayStation, waiting for the time to pass. He hadn't bothered wishing Kuroo a happy birthday yet, knowing his boyfriend was going to spend most of the day with his family. Of course, it wasn't unusual for Kenma to text Kuroo a few times daily, but he simply preferred congratulating Kuroo face to face and not over the phone. After all, Kuroo was his best friend, lover, and heck, even though he wasn't really believing in destiny, deep down he probably knew that Kuroo was his soulmate. Kenma smiled at the thought of their date a couple of months ago. Maybe we should repeat that someday soon. The stars that illuminated the sky that night and the air that was filled with the scent of happiness and nostalgia. Kenma never really admitted it, but the day he and Kuroo went stargazing had probably been the best day in his life. Kenma's phone had vibrated for a few seconds, snapping him out of his thoughts as he picked up the incoming call. "Kuroo, Kenma, are you really not going to say it?" Going to say what? "Are you really not wishing me a happy birthday? Did you forget about it?" Had he accidentally made Kuroo feel as if he didn't care enough? "Are you stupid? I waited all day for you to text me." A small wave of guilt washed over Kenma. Maybe he should have texted him after all. "I didn't want to bother you when you were with your family. Are you back home from visiting your grandparents?" "Yeah, I came back home a few minutes ago." "Okay." With that, he had ended the call, quickly walked into the kitchen to grab the stuff he had bought earlier, and marched towards Kuroo's apartment. Kuroo's mom had greeted him. They exchanged a quick, "Hi, how are you?" and "I'm fine, and you?" before Kenma walked up the stairs and barged into Kuroo's room. "You really think I forgot your birthday?" No, that thought had never even crossed Kuroo's mind. Kenma could tell by the way his boyfriend smirked at him. The slight guilt he felt earlier in his stomach was now forgotten. "Idiot! Hey, is that all you're going to say now? You tried to guilt trip me for not calling." "No way, I'd never do such a thing to my precious Kenma." Liar. Well, what's in the bag you're holding? Could it possibly be my birthday present?" "You really have no shame, huh?" Kuroo grinned as his boyfriend opened the plastic bag, revealing his birthday presents. "Oh, Kenma, you really bought it for me?" "Yeah." "You're the best boyfriend ever!" "I know, but seriously, stop being embarrassed about it. It's not that weird of a hobby. Buy it yourself next time." "Of course I'm embarrassed about it. I'm a grown-up man. How could I not be?" "You're 18. Whatever. You wanna eat the cake or play with your present first?" "Of course it's playtime! You even got the limited edition. I can't wait to try it." I thought you were a grown-up man." Kenma watched his boyfriend in amusement as he ripped one of the boxes open. His eyes were sparkling with joy. "Is there anyone else coming over today?" "Nah, I don't think so. I've visited all my relatives earlier that day." "Why?" "I think I heard someone knocking at the door. Probably the postman. But it's Sunday. I don't care. Let me get some water so we can start." The door to his room had opened and Yaku's smallish frame stood in the doorframe. Kuroo froze. Yaku smiled. "Yo, Kuroo! Happy birthday!" 5 years Kuroo had tried to keep his hobby a secret. No way, was that it? All his efforts gone to waste in a matter of seconds? Kuroo saw his life flashing in front of his eyes. His worst fears were about to turn into reality. His teammates were going to make fun of him. His rivals were going to laugh at him for the rest of his life. Oh no way! He was going to be known in town as Kuroo the weirdo. How was he ever going to find a job in the future? Pay rent. His life was over before his adulthood even started. Are those cooking kids? Was Kuroo dead? He just stood there, frozen in space. Oh god, I haven't played with these since I was a kid. That's so cool. It brings back so many memories. Huh? Yaku's enthusiasm had snapped Kuroo back into reality. Confused, he glanced over to the libero. Wasn't he going to make fun of him? Don't you think it's weird? Huh? Kuroo's embarrassed. He keeps saying stuff like, "I'm a grown-up man and I shouldn't be playing with these things." I told him it's stupid. He's been terrified. Others may find out. Grown man? You're 18, dude. I don't think it's something to be embarrassed about though. These kids are super fun to play with, and you can eat the stuff once you're done. It's not like you're playing with Barbie. See, Kuroo, I told you so. Go get the water. I can't wait to start. Kuroo nodded, dumbfounded, before he disappeared behind the door. Oh god, this is going to be fun! Aren't you a bit too excited, Yaku? Yaku just laughed. Kuroo's birthday was loud, filled with laughter and happiness. Kenma had played games on his phone while Kuroo and Yaku were making jelly sushi and chocolate bananas. Let's try the takoyaki one next time, Yaku had said before he went back home. He was smiling like an idiot. Rude! But I guess you were right. Maybe it's nothing I should have been embarrassed about. So will you buy the cooking kits yourself next time? No way, let's buy them together. With Yaku. Oh god, no. Don't be embarrassed, Kenma. I'm not. Stop grinning. I'll go home. No! Yes, I want to spend more time with you. It's my birthday. What if we can't celebrate it next year? Kenma tilted his head in confusion. Of course they were going to celebrate Kuroo's birthday next year. Why would we not celebrate it? That's just a rhetorical question, I guess. Huh? Why are you acting so strange all of a sudden? I'm not. I just want to spend more time with you today. Wanna go stargazing? The air was cold, and even though Kuroo had wrapped his arms around Kenma's shoulders, he was freezing. His hands were buried deep in the pockets of his jacket, but the cold had numbed his fingertips a long time ago. The stars were shining brighter than in the summer when they had gone stargazing for the first time. Kenma tilted his head to catch a glimpse of his boyfriend's facial expression. The stars were reflecting in Kuroo's eyes, and his lips were curled up into a gentle smile. Kenma loved that smile. It made him feel all fuzzy and warm, and sometimes that smile, it made him feel a little nostalgic. Kenma twisted himself out of Kuroo's arms and was now directly facing him. What's it? Wanna go home? Kuroo had shifted his gaze away from the stars above and started getting lost in his boyfriend's eyes. Kenma shook his head. Happy birthday. Kenma said, so quiet it was almost a whisper. Let's go back here next year, okay? Another wave of guilt washed through Kuroo's body. There was probably no next year for him to celebrate his birthday with Kenma. He knew that he needed to tell him about what was going on, but he just couldn't bring himself to break Kenma's heart, so he kept quiet. He gently brought his hands to Kenma's face. Somehow, Kuroo's fingers were always warm, even in the winter. Kenma, Thank you. Kuroo's lips were dry from the cold winter air, but Kenma didn't mind. To Kenma, the kiss felt warm, soft. It felt like home. I love you, Kenma. I'm sorry, Kenma.